over here at Premium Coach Group again in Gilbert. Alright guys, until you get sick of them, we'll do another one. And we're going to do this Newell. 2007 Newell. Let's go ahead and inspect this roof. Alright, well this guy's got 4 slides, but only 1 awning. So let's go ahead and get on this roof. The first thing we'll notice is that you see the 1 awning right there. Everything else is just valance panels. These are actually metal instead of fiberglass like on the King Air. Those are aluminum. So this is a Newell, so it has a metal roof. It's built more like a bus, even with bucking rivets right there. So these should be pretty weather tight. On this roof, they're using, this feels more like a Pro Seal. Like a urethane. Alright, well, we'll look at the rear cap. This is fiberglass. Look for any damage on that. Look for any water intrusion there. We'll look for this seam right there. So you can actually walk right there. It's strong enough for it. Newell gives you the emergency exit in the bathroom. I'm always concerned how you're supposed to use that. Unless it rolls over, it seems like you need a ladder to get out. Again, Newell doesn't do lap sealant because lap sealant's not vital if you're seal underneath. So that's just indication that you don't have to have lap sealant on these. As long as you have a good seal underneath, that's actually what's sealing. The lap sealant on top is just redirect water, like I've always said. So if we come over here to this AC, this one's kind of interesting because this is kind of almost a museum piece of all the iterations of this roof AC heat pump. So there's 4 ACs on this. These are all RVP or Coleman ACs. If you see this one, this fan grill is incorporated into the shroud. That next one, it's separate from it. This is the original version. That's the version 2.0. But then after this, they went away from these great big huge fans. These are completely obsolete. Those 3 ACs, and the one up front right there is the current Mach 8 model. So it's got the smaller fan right there with this separate fan for the outside blower and inside blower. Whereas that one right there has a combination inside-outside blower. And usually the inside blower comes loose off the motor, falls down, and breaks. I think that's why they got rid of it. Alright, we'll start back here again. Here we're just going to lean against this, make sure it's not loose. We have the slide outs out so we can actually see the top of the slide outs on here. It's just a metal box. Inspect for any sealant up on the top right here. We're looking fine. This is just, again, like their belt line molding at Newell. Usually it's riveted on, but it looks like these are going to be double-sided taped on. We'll check those. Check the next AC. Alright, nice and tight again. So what I would probably advise is to be on the lookout. These are probably going to be on their way out here in the next few years. See, this shroud's a little bit broke, but it's not intact and it's not going to fall off. I'll recommend a new one. Sewer vent right here. Now the sewer vent right there, so everything looks fine. Again, this is just going to be your awning motor controller. So your awning motor's right there. I don't see any reasons to be alarmed here. Again, that's where you would manually crank in the awning. We'll go ahead and inspect this. Awning fabric. The seams don't look like they're falling apart yet. That's a good sign. Maybe a little bit of staining right there, but overall we're looking really good. Now I happen to have brought. Go ahead and retract that, because it's always best when you're doing a roof inspection to be able to look at the top of the slide outs and whatever else might be down there. So the top of this slide out looks fine. Now these slide outs are actually pretty durable. I don't know if you can see me stepping on it. Not meant to be stepped on, but they are strong. Might not be a bad idea to take a look at the wiper seals while you're here. If you can see the seal, it's not a bad thing to inspect too. So that's the actual seal. It looks kind of like a rubber tire seal, or inner tube on a bike tire. And we can look at the awning fabrics from here for the window awnings. And now We can look at this side over here. Looks like they were parked on an oak tree too, so we'll go ahead and clear that out. No reason to leave these up here. I mean, it looks like they made the journey just fine, but there's no reason for me to leave them up here. So let's see, sealant looks fine on this one too. And that awning fabric looks good. These are just the Girard window awnings you can see from the side. I'll go ahead and inspect again. Make sure that there's air in the seal and that it's not deflated. Alright, this was recently washed, so you might see some water up there. Just have another vent right here. I'm not seeing any real sealant issues up here. Again, this would have been a factory omnidirectional TV antenna. They don't make these anymore. I wish they did, because these are the easiest ones to install for modern setups. They've made everything a lot more complicated now. So we take a look at the top of this one. Let's see. What I can show you is, believe it or not, double-sided tape failed. I wouldn't believe it myself, but I'm believing it now. I mean, that's a fair amount of sarcasm. These manufacturers really trust double-sided tape for almost everything, and I've seen it fail too much. Now, one thing I can tell you on a Newell, especially on a Newell slide out, is, believe it or not, they run the wiring harness that goes to the slide outs on the roof. So it's actually mounted on the back side of the wall right here and goes to the top of the slide out. So I think what we're seeing right there is a little bit of wear from the harness. I mean, I could say it couldn't hurt to be resealed right here, because you can see this is one panel, another panel. I'm guessing they just seam them together right there. I don't know why they didn't do one continuous piece, but nobody asked me to design these things, so I would probably recommend sealing it and making sure it's not rubbing on anything too hard. My guess is that this little lap sealant isn't vital, but it doesn't hurt to inspect all that. So another reason why it's a good idea to have the slides out when you're doing a roof inspection. Coming over here, you can see the newest AC. Make sure somebody secured that down well. Looks like they did. Let's see. Sometimes it's nice to pop these things open to look underneath, because if somebody did a brand new installation on it, it's good to see all the way around. Let me go ahead and do that real fast. I'll put that up. We just go ahead and don't just push the button. You have to push. You just push it. It'll just turn on and then right back off. You need to push and hold it down until it says, antenna. I wish I would say that. Connecting to antenna. Well, we missed a go up. And there it goes. It's going to start looking for this satellite. Obviously, this is Dish Network. And of course, look at that. We're locked on. We have the 3 dishes. That's why this is important. We have the 3 satellites. We only have 1 dish. 3 satellites it's looking at, but 1 dish. I'll get it right eventually. Alright, so with the satellite set up, now I can at least inspect around it for anything. It looks like they used urethane to seal. Obviously urethane is going to stick really well to metal. That's how they install windshields. You just want to make sure that there's no voids, because it's not self-leveling. This little bit of chipping on the paint, that's going to be normal. That's just the edge of the paint doesn't go over here, and so water will get in there and cause a little bit of electrolysis. So well, that is normal. Not too much you can do on that. And this would have been where the original KVH dome dish would have been backed out of the way. Alright, this is fiberglass. It looks good. And I guess we could say everything looks really good from here. Even the paint's not peeling. Let me go ahead and put this down, and we'll finish up this. Push that button right there, and it should say powering off in progress. So now it should be starting to stow itself. And look at that, it's going to go ahead and stow itself. They do all these crazy articulations. It's funny to watch. These are actually really good dishes. They have very rare failures. If you ever need to manually crank it down though, you can grab the head and you can twist it slowly. But to crank it down, you have to take that cap off right there. Put an Allen key in there and lower it. Just like it says, no power tools. Actually, I think it's 1/4 inch. I don't remember. It might be 1/4 inch. This looks like it was recently installed. It's pretty new. Even these stickers are in good shape. Alright, with that done, we can go ahead and finish up this inspection. I don't know if you can see that little cutaway. That's just part of the slide out. So that the roof actually just dips down because it's not a perfect square on the opening. Coming around right here, I'm not seeing anything too alarming other than our Girard wind sensor is broken. It's not an uncommon thing. In fact, it's very, very common and routine. So routine that I don't generally recommend replacing them. And in case you're asking me, I don't know what was right here. I would have guessed a satellite installation, but I don't know why anybody would have put it offset like that. It looks like it's been recently resealed, so it probably had something to do with that. So even though this roof looks like it's holding water a little well, it's waterproof. And I think we have one more slide to look at. I also could be wrong, but this does not look like it should be like that. I think that's part of the awning. It's a good thing I put the awning away too. So let's see, that looks like the guide, the fabric guide for the awning. We'll just finish up looking at this fabric. That one looks good. The wiper seal on this slide looks good. And the seal looks good. It's holding air. Alright guys. I think we might be ready to go inside and talk this over. That's still the coolest feature. Now that was a roof inspection on a 2007 Newell bus. Roof is a metal roof. It's built more like a bus itself. It is custom built by Newell out in Oklahoma. I did not find anything wrong with the sealants itself. There were definitely a few cosmetic issues we need to take a look at. And like I said, be wary on those Coleman roof ACs with a big fan. Those have a pretty high failure rate on them. Just point of view. At any rate, I don't have time to take you through this one completely, so you get your sneak peek here. Ooh, very pretty. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Because I know you guys want to see it. Here's the big old cat. We got a C15. Maybe a little bit at the valve covers, but pretty solid overall. I'll just look at it from behind because that's where it's more impressive. That's a big engine, guys. Nice.